Not too long ago, I posted an issue that I experienced using waypoints on the Mavic 3. I had a mission I created in flight. I flew it, and all went well, only I wanted to move the final waypoint just a little further out. I made the adjustment while on the ground, using the maps. I simply moved the waypoint, and that was it. I saved the mission and flew it. When the drone reached the last waypoint, it suddenly headed for the ground, dropping almost 50 feet in 12 seconds. As it neared the ground, about a foot or so from the hard deck, I was able to regain manual control and fly the drone back. I placed this post on another post in which the original poster had experienced a similar drop on the last waypoint. I submitted the logs to DJI and they surmised, not certain, that the last waypoint must have been adjusted downward in height. I know that wasn't the case, and if it were, that means that you can set a waypoint height to 0 and obstacle avoidance wouldn't stop it from crashing. In my flight, which I have shown here in a graphical format, the drone went to about a foot or so off the hard deck with no hesitation or action from the obstacle avoidance feature. They wanted to know if I could recreate the issue. So I did some testing and couldn't recreate the flight, but I did discover an issue with the waypoints interface in the map mode that is quite problematic. Whenever I attempted to modify a waypoint using the graphical controls on the screen, more often than not, a new waypoint was being created. It was a bloody nuisance, but I just deleted it and went back to what I was doing. I thought at first it was a programming bug. However, I was watching a YouTube video on waypoints by Marcus of Idaho Quadcopter. He was demonstrating a waypoint mission he had programmed the prior evening using the map. When he was about to fly it, he noted an additional waypoint that he said he definitely did not create. He deleted it before he flew the mission. The discovery occurs at 3 minutes and 53 seconds into the video. https://tinyurl.com/4vzf9yp3. Upon seeing Marcus's video and the rogue waypoint, I recognized the same thing that I was experiencing and decided to look more closely at what I was doing and how this added waypoint was being created. After some playing around with the map interface, I finally figured out how this unwanted waypoint was being created. If you look carefully at the bottom of the waypoint missing planning interface, you'll see a tiny strip of the underlying map. Rather than situate the waypoint planning menu squarely at the bottom, DJI has left this tiny strip of map. It is immediately adjacent to the controls for the waypoint mission. While using the slider to control the settings, if you get too close to the edge, boom, it inserts a waypoint and the path or waypoint is under the menu. It gets appended to the last waypoint, so you may or may not see any of it on the map when it is created. Depending on your zoom level, the created waypoint could be a long way away or into the side of a mountain. If you have a lot of waypoints and haven't kept track of the numbers, this unintended waypoint can cause a major issue to say the least. So, you have to be incredibly careful when making waypoint property adjustments with the sliders to not venture onto the map. The space is very tight, and it's very easy to hit that space. The interface design or placement needs fixing. I now use a stylus when working with waypoints. It's much easier and clearly a safer practice. Hopefully DJI will fix this, as it is not a big task to move a menu's placement on the screen. As I apply this issue to the experience I had, an unintended waypoint tacked onto the mission could have occurred. As soon as I got my bird back safely, I deleted that waypoint mission as quickly as possible. At the time it was only named after the date time and under no circumstances did I want to repeat that experience. So boom, I deleted it. Now, I wish I had not deleted the waypoint mission, of course. So I don't know if such happened or not. Even if it did, it would have been created with the same height as the previous waypoint, which was at 45 feet. So that makes no sense. I don't think I'll know for sure what happened with my flight, but it certainly brought about a vast amount of knowledge about waypoints and drone behavior in general. I enjoyed the dialogue and interaction that has taken place.